here that this is going to be a titanium exhaust.
All right, so Civic Type R here, but a special Civic Type R. Not only is it a white Civic Type R, this belongs to none other than Mr. Joe Rady from Rady's Rides.
Hey guys, what's up? It's Joe Rady from Rady's Rides.
So he is getting my titanium exhaust that we built for my Boost Blue car. I did some prototyping with it and some testing. I sold the car because it really wasn't suiting me, but the exhaust was, I think, probably one of the best options for this car because it has the mild to wild. It's quiet under light throttle and it dulls some of that sound that I didn't really like. But being a full 3-inch when it opens, you've got that full 3-inch sound, and it actually sounds pretty good on the full tilt. So we're gonna get this in. I'll show you what it looks like. Joey's actually doing a video too. It's very nice of him to do a video and a little bit of a promo for us. But we're gonna show you what it looks like. We'll do a side-by-side, put the new one on. He also wants to flush the brakes too. So he will be doing some track work with this, which will help. Of course, the exhaust does make a little bit of power. It sheds a little bit of weight. One thing I do miss are the seats on the Civic Type R. I think these are the best seats I have ever had in a car.
They're amazing.
They really are. I liked the Porsche GT4 carbon seats, but these are way more practical and definitely more comfy. Just like we painted the spoiler on our car, I think this car would really benefit from the spoiler color matching to the white of the car. I think it would really make that spoiler pop, and you'd even see some of the shape that is in that. It looks a lot nicer when it has some color. I'll put a quick picture of my car here. And then stay tuned to the end of the video. We're gonna show you what we're doing to the red CRZ we showed in the beginning of this video. The factory exhaust, of course, has the 3 different size tips, which the FK is the opposite. The FK has a smaller tip in the middle and the 2 larger ones on the outside. This is, of course, 2.5 inch. Our exhaust is 3 inch. Reason is, if down the road I was going to put a larger pipe up there, it would be a 3 inch, and it connects right through there to a 3-bolt flange. So we eliminated this resonator right here, which is basically what the Type S has. We kept this resonator in the same position, and then the muffler combination in the back is very similar. But this is actually a pretty easy install. So we're basically removing this portion of the diffuser right here, and then it goes right back onto those factory rubber hangers. We always have a little checklist here just so we have a visual, but the 3-inch exhaust, brake fluid, and he wants an oil change with filter. If you've watched any of our videos or even looked around the forums, you'll see often we refer to one car at a time. That is just the way we like to do it. For one, there's less chance of making a mistake. That way, all you have to do is this. You're not working on 3 different projects, one over there in pieces, one in the parking lot waiting to come in, that kind of thing. One car at a time. The only downside to this is we do have a little bit more weight, but the upside is when your car's here, it's the only car, and we don't rush your car. We treat your car like our car. It's the way I want my car worked on. If I take it to a shop, I don't want it to be one of 10 they're working on and just kind of getting it in wherever. I want them to do a good job of it and care about it like I do. So that's the way we do it, one car at a time. It does give a little bit more of a weight, but your car is the only car we work on. Right here, so you got to unplug that valve, and then your factory hangers right there in the back, the one on each side in the front. It's actually pretty easy. This was something I never liked on the Civic. When I first saw it, they came fresh off the truck. This was already rusty and it's visible. Also the one at the top here, I know it's a production exhaust, but it's just one of those things that bothered me, which is why we did ours and kind of tucked them in here. We used actually curved material and tucked it close into the pipe so you didn't see it. Factory system is off right here, so we just need to unbolt this motor and put it onto ours. This is what operates the valve. So this is basically a worm drive. Imagine the motor is here and it has a worm looking cog here, and this is a regular circular cog. That way it has more control over that valve. But this is kind of like a stainless steel system that they use. It's like a low grade stainless, but it's just so they don't fatigue and rust and fall apart. We built ours using an aluminum heat sink right here to protect the motor, but of course the whole valve is all titanium. Quick shot of the exhaust without the cover on there, because most of it is covered up. This back section, we just got to plug in the valve, but you see all the hangers are pretty much the same as factory. takes up all of those rubber points right there. We're up to temperature now. I'll get George to give it some RPMs. Rady is going to be doing a full evaluation on this exhaust and a lot of POV camera work, so you should get some good sound clips. All right, ready when you are. So valve is closed. As you see, the butterfly is completely closed. Everything is coming out of those outer pipes right there. So now when you put it in the different, see the modes? And what's interesting is it doesn't open fully all the time. Certain times it will only open maybe a half to 3/4, and then other times it will open fully. So he might get some clips of that, and maybe some POV from the back watching the valve operate. But that one's good. Fresh oil, fresh brake fluid. So Joe can go do some on throttle with this and get some good video for you guys. Joey's going to put this on the track and get some fun footage for that for you. That's why we want to do the high temp fluid. The exhaust is not only lighter, it's 3-inch. It made right at 10 horsepower in our car. We didn't do anything else with our car. And honestly, I don't think ours was fully broken in. I think our car would have made a bit more if we'd have put some more miles on it. I think it had 500 on it when we did the before and after dyno, but we got a solid 10 horsepower with nothing else. So it shows there is some power in the exhaust. I think with a 3-inch midsection and downpipe, it'd make a little bit more. All right, so Joe's car's done. He's gonna take it right now and I'll get some feedback. But check out his channel and he's gonna tell you what he thinks about it. He paid for it. He didn't get it for free, so he's gonna give you his unbiased review.
Accurate Integra Type S, this is what that vehicle does not have from the factory.
That's what we like here. We like to be true to what we sell and what we do and what we offer. So check him out, Rady's Rides. You probably already do. I check him out when I'm potentially looking for a car because I know he's unbiased, and that's what I like. So I'll get a quick sound clip as he leaves, but check his channel out for a full review of this exhaust. We'll show this on a separate video. We've done some work to this in the past, but we're refinishing the brake calipers and installing some gauges. I'll show you this in a detailed video, but this is a beautiful CRZ, especially in red. This doesn't look like any other CRZ when you see this color. This is, of course, Milano red. Beautiful car. With, of course, the Mugen body kit on it. He does want to take off that license plate if we can do it without leaving any damage behind. Hopefully it doesn't leave any marks in that plastic, but that really takes away from that front end. This is the gauge packet that he's doing for this car. So it's 3 gauges, and they're actually for the CRZ. And we're also changing the oil and putting in the Mugen oil filter. So these are like, I don't know if you ever dealt with the Defi gauges. They used to daisy chain together. This is the same kind. Gauges are right here. I'll show you these more when they're in the car. But it has the little box right here that you can plug multiple gauges in there, and it's controlled through there. Then you have a remote right here, which you can mount somewhere and actually, well, basically data log through the gauges. It'll play over what you just recorded and then show you in real time. Very cool, very nice gauges. Probably one of the best gauges you can get. So he is doing oil pressure, oil temp, and I think water temperature for the coolant, which that's what they look like right there. These are temperature sensors, and then that large one right there is the pressure sensor. So we'll put these in, we'll see how they look. He gave us kind of free reign, put the gauges wherever you want. He's already got a pot in there, but in order, totally up to us. This is the piece that will sandwich between the oil filter and the block. That allows us to put the temperature and pressure sensor in there. Actually, I don't know if both will go in there or just one. We'll take a look through these instructions right here, but how many of you guys have installed Mugen gauges? That's the pod he's already got installed, so that's the gauge mounting point right there, so it's nice, driver focused, and of course, it fits the car properly. You remember at school they said you won't have a calculator in your pocket, so it's always good to learn math, right?
Yeah, but I mean, we got a regular calculator, and then I've got a scientific calculator if I really need it.
Do you have a gauge calculator?
Hey Siri, what's 90 degrees Celsius to Fahrenheit?
It's 194 degrees Fahrenheit.
Oh yeah, I could just ask the phone and it'll tell me what's going on, so.
There you go, solution.
Hey Siri, what's 160 kPa to PSI?
I found this on the web.
Oh, don't even want to tell me. This one says it's 23 PSI.
All right, guys, little history lesson for you. If you don't remember, 2010 was when the CRZ came out. It was kind of teased that it might be the future CRX, just like they did with the Honda Insight. I was a CRX fan. I love CRXs, still do. I saw all the prototype pictures and, of course, all the teaser pictures, and we all thought it was the CRX. We thought it was going to be maybe a 200 horsepower, kind of like a Type R CRX. Well, it didn't happen. It came as a hybrid. It came with a 1.5 four-cylinder with a hybrid assist, which isn't necessarily a terrible thing. Think of the second generation NSX and think of the Corvette E-Ray. Works fantastic in conjunction with a motor. It gives you more acceleration and it allows you to run a slightly smaller motor. I saw the pictures coming out. I really, really wanted one. I was doing everything I could to get one. Then 2009, we found out it was going to be a hybrid. It was going to be kind of an economy car, kind of like what the Insight was going to be. I contacted Honda. They were going to give 7 away. I won't say the names, but I was promised one, and I had my heart set on one. I'd saved everything I could to use the money for the conversion. My proposal was to take the CRZ, take the hybrid system out, take the small motor out, put a K20 Type R motor in there, kind of give it what I thought it should be, kind of like the Type R look. Well, they, last minute, yeah, we're not going to give you one. We don't want you to take the motor out. We want you to do wheels, springs, stereo, ground effects, paint it a funny color, put a big sticker up the side. That wasn't me. I was about the car looking kind of stealth OEM plus. Keep in mind, 2010, we have a baby. I find out I can't get the CRZ, so I sell my yellow S2000 that was my pride and joy at the time. I sold it to buy the CRZ and put the motor in. So what do you think? CRZ, CRX, Honda Insight, do you think Honda was that the right direction? Do you think that's the way they should have done it? Do you think it should have been a progression of the CRX? Thanks for watching. See you in the next video. Don't forget, enjoy your cars. I do mean that.